How many more in here? Already, and I just went live. Just push the button. Paula, Joshua, Thomas. Hey, that's pretty good for just hitting the button going live. I mean, hey. Y'all, 9,990 some odd subscribers. Almost 10,000. Woohoo! Almost there, y'all. Joshua will be back later. He's going somewhere. Okay, Joshua. Well, enjoy yourself wherever you're going and be safe. We'll see you later. Hello, Paula. How are you doing today? And Thomas? Thomas says, hello, Linda. Congratulations. We'll get you to 10,000 easy. You're well, thank you. I tell you what, when I first started, I never thought I'd even see anywhere close to 10,000. I just gave Little Buddy and Lucky their dinner, and I just heard Little Buddy scratching at the door. So he must not have got what he wanted. And I gave him, I think it was salmon and beef or something like that. He's choosy. He wants real fish. He don't want all this other stuff with it. Not a whole lot. I just was getting on here to see what everybody's doing. It's too hot to do anything outside today. It's 95 degrees. I mean, I've been mowing for the last 2 days. I was totally exhausted from the heat. And usually after I get finished mowing for 2 days, I just take a day and kind of chill. I don't do anything that I have to exert energy to do. And I try to stay out of the heat if possible. So I did a couple of videos in the house. I'll post one tomorrow morning. And I decided I'd go live. My AC has been running nonstop all afternoon because it's so hot outside. Yeah, I finished mowing. It took me 2 days. You know, I mowed all the front and part of the side over here one evening. I waited till evening time. People think it's cooler in the morning, but no, no, no. In the evening, just as the sun goes down, it gives you about 2 or 3 hours to mow. I wait till my whole backyard was shaded and the sun, you know, was almost gone. And then I got out there and mowed, and it's a lot cooler. I mean, it's still hot, but it's a lot cooler during that time frame. So I got the whole back section here mowed, and I got the backyard here in front of the silver shed mowed, which isn't, you know, very big at all. There is just a very little amount of weeding to do, but I got to wait till I get my weed eater blades. I broke the metal blade on it, and I haven't been able to find what I did with the package that had the other blades in it. But I think the other blades were just plastic ones, and they don't cut as well because the first time you hit anything very sturdy, it'll break. I've been staying in also, cooking and staying busy, sitting on the porch, enjoying the cool. Yep, that's what you got to do when it hits 94 and 95 degrees during the afternoon, or hotter. There's Jeremy. Hi there, Jeremy. Thomas, what part of the country do you live in? You may have told us at one time, and I forgot. You can tell I've been inside all day. I don't have hardly any color in my face. I've just been cooling it. Just got home from work. Glad to see you live. Well, good to see you, Jeremy. Santa Rosa, California. Okay. Yeah, you probably told us California before, and I forgot. Couldn't remember where you were. You like those moonflowers, Paula? Yeah, I just happened to look at them right at the edge of dark when I was finishing mowing. And I said, man, that's going to be an awesome picture. I'll wait till it gets a little bit darker. See, because the moonflowers stay open all night. And then the next day when that sun hits them really bright, they'll close up. But they do stay open all night. So a lot of people that plant moonflowers will put like a light on them, a uplight that'll shine on them during the night. I haven't done that because they're so pretty at night. But that's the reason I did that video. I said, man, that's going to be an awesome little short video. And the music. Well, I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. Yep, 95 degrees, very hot. You got that. Yeah, it's not every day you see moonflowers open at nighttime, but they do stay open all night. And there's Ron. Hello, Ron. How's Ron doing this evening? Yeah, my AC is not cut off all afternoon. It's just steadily running. But it hits 95 degrees, it don't turn off. Even though I got it set. I mean, I guess I could turn the temperature up a little bit. I laid down this afternoon, and my bedroom stays the coldest. And I actually covered my legs up with a blanket because I was getting cool in there because that AC was blowing. Yeah, it's been a pretty relaxing day for me. I went to Walmart, picked up a few things I was out of. Man, I can't believe the prices. I'm telling you, I spent $100 and I really didn't get any food. I got coffee, creamer, trash bags, paper towels, a dish soap. I can't even think. I got honey because I was out of honey. And still I forgot to get bacon, and there was something else, bacon and sausage or something like that. But I know it was bacon for sure because I forgot to put bacon on my list. So I guess I'll have to run over to Dollar General across the street and get a package of their bacon when I want it instead of having to go all the way to Walmart. Gas just went to $3.69 a gallon in Pittsburgh. Wow. I filled my tank up this afternoon at Walmart, and I think it was $2.89 a gallon. And I thought that was high because usually I wait till it gets down to like $2.39, $2.59, and I get my gas. But it was $2.89, so I went ahead and filled up anyway. I only put a little over 5 gallons in it because I had almost half a tank of gas. But it was $16. I know, it's expensive. But you know what? I broke down and I got a package of neck bones. Because Wilson kept after me. Neck bones and rice. You need to cook neck bones and rice. And it's been so many years since I've cooked neck bones. But I happened to think about that when I was in Walmart, and I got a package of neck bones. And there's Ma Scolas. Hello. Tamara Ameling. Hello. How are you? No, I got my sour cream. That was on my list. But I forgot to put bacon on the list, so I come out of there without any bacon, and I'm out of bacon. Yeah, I tell you, I don't know what people are going to do. They'll have to go back to eating dried beans and neck bones and all the cheaper cuts of meat. I paid a little under $6 for like 2.5 pounds of neck bones. Which, you know, that's not going to break the bank, but they almost gave you those things years ago. But these had plenty of meat on them, they look like. Well, you know me, I broke down and had to get me some Walmart fried chicken. So that's what I had for lunch and dinner tonight was, well, I'm not going to tell you everything, but I ate some of my fried chicken for lunch when I got home, and then I ate another piece for dinner tonight. You never seen neck bones? Well, let me show you a package of them. These are pork neck bones, y'all. I don't know if you can really see them or not, but these have plenty of meat on them. Smoked pork cut neck bones, $1.99 a pound, and mine were $5.91, so just right at $6 for this package of neck bones. The weight, I got almost 2 pounds of neck bone. And most recipes call for 4 pounds. I'm not fixing 4 pounds of neck bones. 2 pounds is going to be plenty. So I got that video coming up pretty soon. I don't know what day I'll cook them. That package is good until like July 3rd. So I've got time on cooking it, and if I don't get to cook it, I can freeze them. But yeah, that's going to be one of my videos coming up sometime in the near future. Oh, I've had them. I ate neck bones growing up, Paula. It's been many years since I've cooked them. Because my kids, when they were small and growing up here, in Texas after I was divorced, they just didn't want neck bones and that type of thing. So I had to cook stuff that they wanted. And a lot of the people here in Texas eat differently than we did back home. It was all tacos and Mexican food. And, and I was not used to that. I mean, we ate Italian food, like Spanish rice, which is similar to the Mexican Spanish rice or whatever it is they fix here. There's not a whole lot of difference in it. Yeah, but those neck bones have got quite a bit of meat on them. But I grew up eating neck bones. I'm not new to neck bones. It's just been many years since I've cooked them. But I said since I had request upon request upon request that I would go ahead and cook some. Tamara Aimling is here, Jeremy. I haven't seen Tamara Douglas yet, but Tamara Aimling is here. Her name is about 10 names up or so. Because she's the one that asked me, did I forget you finished your sour cream? No, I got my sour cream. I made it a point to get them. Because I'm probably going to be cooking some recipes with them this week. Or beginning next week. Yeah, both Tamaras are really nice people, so. I said we're not complete till we get both Tamaras in the live chat. And I don't know about Wilson. I emailed him asking if he was okay, and he's never replied to my email. So I don't know what's going on with him. Tamara Ameling said, we had a members drive-through picnic at the local bank. Grilled pork burger, chips, cookie, and bottled water. Free appreciation. Wow, how neat. It was a neat thing for them to do. Wonder how many people went through the drive-through to get free food that weren't members of the bank. Yeah, it does sound nice. And there's Tamara Douglas. We got both Tamaras in the house. So we're complete now with our chat. We got both Tamaras. Jeremy was just asking, was Tamara in the house? And now we got both Tamaras, so we're good to go. Those kitty cats tickle me. They stay together just like rice on white on rice now. I mean, when I left to go to the store, they were both laying at the table out here at the end of the house under the shade. Little Buddy was laying on the concrete cooling off, and Lucky was laying on the table stretched out, cooling off in the shade. Lucky tries to stay right there with Little Buddy. He likes to pal around with Little Buddy. He don't like to be by himself. He's become Little Buddy's sidekick, put it that way. I don't know if Little Buddy likes it or not, but he's Little Buddy's sidekick. Appleton, Wisconsin, we have a bank picnic. They usually charge a donation fee, and it goes to the homeless people. That's very good. They had free burgers with the prices of meat. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think our bank's ever had anything like that. Now, our association, HOA here, like once a year, they have a little picnic thing. And I think that's coming up the 28th. It's usually when everybody votes for the new board of directors. And they have a picnic outside, and then everybody goes inside for the meeting, or vice versa. I think last year they had the ballots on a table outside under the shade trees, and people that had not voted yet got a chance to vote. I've already voted. I just mail my ballot back in. I need to grill something out on my outside grill. I haven't grilled anything in a while. I just don't know what I want to grill. Tamara said the picnic is already in my tummy. Delicious. They grill the burgers on site. Oh, that's nice. So you got grilled burgers. Hot dogs. Well, the last outing we had here for the HOA, they had chili. It was kind of like a chili cook-off. If you wanted to enter, you could enter your pot of chili down there, and they would vote on it, sample the different chilies that were entered, and vote on it and see which one won. They had some good chilies down there, but one of them was really good, but it was too hot. Oh, that would set you on fire. And what was her name? Lovely. She's a Mexican lady that's one of the board of directors. She's the one that fixed that chili. Oh, it would set you on fire, but it was good. Oh my goodness, it was good. But I couldn't eat much of it. I could barely taste it, and it had my mouth burning. Forget to say, in a small bag of chips, yeah. They give you chips and the Frito chips and all that kind of stuff with the chili cook-off when they had it last year. They haven't mentioned doing anything like that this year, so I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if they're going to serve any food or not. All I know, it's going to be at 12 o'clock, 12 noon. On the 28th, I think. Which is coming up pretty soon. End of this month. Always got to have a small bag of chips. You know that. Yeah, it took me 2 days, or the part of 2 days, to mow my yard, because, like I said, I wait till in the evening about this time right now before I get out there and mow, when it's cooled down and the sun is not so hot on you. It's the best time I've found to do it. But then I'm mowing till like 9:30 at night. I mean, I'll mow until I can't see to mow anymore. That's the way I did last night. I finished up just as it was getting so dark I couldn't really see to mow. And then it was time to turn the mower off. But I finished. I got it done. So it's good to go for another week or two, depending on how much it rains. And you know, 4th of July is just around the corner. I still haven't decided if I'm going to venture out to the parade or not. I went last year and the year before and tried to video it, and it was so hot. And my video didn't turn out real good last year, so I don't know. We'll see. I may have to get me one of those hats I saw on TikTok that's got the wide brim like my pink one, only it's got 2 fans hooked to the lapel over, the flap, and it blows down in your face. It's got 2 solar fans. Kind of like what the guy at Walmart, he worked in the garden center, and I teased him because I thought that was a earphone set or radio set or whatever he had hanging on his neck. And I told him, I said, you need one of those hats like I saw on TikTok that have the fans under the top brim that are solar. They're run by solar, so it keeps you cool. And he lifted up what I thought was headphones. He picked it up. He said, I got them right here. There's a fan on each side. Because there's no way I could have stood out there in the heat like he was doing. I said, you need a wide brim hat on to put you in a little bit of a shade. I used to be on our HOA board social committee. They expect too much, no pay. Yeah, some of the neighbors here many years ago, told me that they wanted me to run for board of directors that year. Well, I put my name in. I came close, I think, to getting it, but I didn't get it. But you know what? Even though I didn't get it, a lot of them thought I did. And for weeks after that, I was getting calls. So-and-so's doing this, so-and-so's doing that. You got to do something about it. Wait a minute. I said, I'm not board of directors. I said, I was not voted in. You need to call somebody else. I thought to myself, oh my Lord, I'm kind of glad I didn't get it. I don't think I could handle being called 24/7 about all the different complaints people have. And there's Ducky. Hello, Ducky. Stay positive. Yep. That's what everybody's got to do, stay positive. I didn't run this year. They encouraged people to run because they needed, I think, 2 positions were open. Because you run and you're voted in, and then you're voted in for like 2 years, I think. And when the 2 years are up, they got to vote somebody in to replace those 2. So there was 2 open spots this year. But I didn't put my name in. I said, I've got too much going on to fool with that this year, so I didn't. And there's Jeremiah Bernard. Hello. How's everything in your neck of the woods, Jeremiah and Ducky? And there's Anthony. You're never late, Anthony, as long as you come in. Those neck fans are great. Oh, yeah, I thought it was headphones he had on. I didn't realize they made the little fans that hung around your neck like that. That was neat. They also keep mosquitoes away. I thought they only had that type of position, homeowners association, when you owned a condo or a trailer. Well, this is a subdivision, and there's mobile homes here. There used to be campers, and I think there might still be some camper lots out here. And home built homes, like they're building homes all around me. But it's a HOA subdivision, and we do have a board of directors. I think there's 5 on the board of directors. So we pay homeowners dues and stuff like that. Because I do own my property. I don't rent here. I'm a homeowner. Anthony said, I'm so tired. This ER take forever. What are you in the ER for, Anthony? Jeremy, you asking me if I cook? I've got videos out there, cooking videos. I post one almost every day. So I guess I do cook. What have you got going on, Anthony, that you're in the ER, that the ER takes forever? You didn't get hurt or something, did you? Or one of your kids? Jeremy said, I cook too. Yeah, I post cooking videos all the time. Because, that's what my channel's about. Gardening, composting in place, and cooking what you grow. Eat what you grow. Dylan fell off his skateboard, and I think, oh no, broke his arm. Bless his heart. Jeremy's got videos too. Well, good for you. Do you find your channel under your name, Jeremiah Bernard, or do you have a different name for your channel? I think people should always use their name because it's the easiest for people to find. Oh, okay. Well, I'll look that up. I'm interested to see what kind of cooking videos you have. I basically stick to the old-fashioned country cooking. I mean, I come from a smorgasbord of family. My dad's family were from right here in the United States, deep southern roots. On the other side, my mom's family, most of them were from Italy, they're Italian, so there was Italian blood in there with Italian cooking. My mom's mother, my grandmother, was Irish, so there was a lot of that type of cooking in there. So I grew up with all different kinds of, different recipes and stuff. Makes it interesting. You do cooking videos mostly. Well, good for you. I tell you, since I did that video on making tomato sauce, I picked another whole bowl, great big bowl full of tomatoes. I mean, big tomatoes. These are 2 of the biggest ones. Look at the size of those tomatoes. Those are some big tomatoes right there, y'all. Big hunks of tomatoes. And I've got a whole big bowl full of them over there. I'm going to have to start freezing them, or got to start cooking some of them. I froze a lot, I got 2 jars. 2 of these jars of pasta sauce that I made. And then I've got another container that size that I put in the freezer. And I'm thinking about chopping up some of these tomatoes, or I may freeze them whole. Just throw them in a baggie and throw them in the freezer and freeze them until I get ready to use them. Gotta go. We're going back to see you later. Okay. Well, good luck with that broken arm if that's what it is. I know if he's got a broken arm, he'll go home with a cast, I'm sure. Yeah, keep us posted, Anthony. And there's Gladys. Hey, Gladys. Yes, I missed you, Gladys. And I'm still looking for Wilson. I bought a package of the neck bones. He's been after me to cook forever. And I finally remembered to get a package of neck bones when I was in Walmart today. So I'm going to have a video coming up pretty soon cooking neck bones. And I hope he sees it. I hope he doesn't miss it. He never has answered my email. I sent him an email asking if he was okay, hoping he was not in the flooded area of San Antonio, but he's never replied. And there's Edith. Hello, Edith. She finally got out of that strip club. She's leaving them guys alone. She's going to be with us tonight. I missed you. You probably wore out from watching them stripper guys. That's too much excitement. Yeah, I'm hoping he would return and just let me know he's okay, but I haven't heard from him. And you know what? There was a while there my blood pressure was going up, and I guess eating out of the garden has helped because my blood pressure was way down when I took it. My blood pressure was 125/64, heart rate of 97. And that was after mowing, y'all. I took that, I think it was last night after mowing or night before. I have to pick on you, Edith. You know that. We're going to pick on you. Yeah, people don't realize. I mean, I was born with a heart murmur. I've had it all my life. I've dealt with it all my life, but it's not like something that's going to cause you to drop dead because you got a weak heart or something bad's wrong with your heart. It is like a small hole in your heart, and it can affect you if you overheat yourself. You get too hot. It'll cause my heart to start pumping too hard. And, when I was a little kid growing up, sometimes I'd pass out if I got too hot. But I've learned to deal with it, and I learned not to let myself get overheated. Even when I'm mowing, if I start getting too hot, I'll turn the mower off and go sit down for a few minutes and then go back at it. That's one reason I wait till the coolest time of the evening before dark to mow. Yeah, some people have the mistake of thinking if you have a heart murmur, you can stress them out and cause them to have a heart attack. It don't work that way. I'm sorry. Don't work that way at all. Yep, you got to know your limits, and my back and neck injury, puts limits on me too, so. And usually after I spend 2 days or 2 partial days of mowing, I take that next day off and just relax, take it easy, stay out of the heat. No, stress doesn't help, but, if you got a heart murmur, the stress is not going to cause you to have a heart attack. Not unless it was going to cause you to have one anyway. Well, Jeremy, I like to stay active because I know, if I sit down and give up and don't do anything, the more I sit there and don't do anything, the less I'm going to be able to do. So I try to stay active, keep my muscles toned up, and just keep doing everyday things because, hey, that's what you got to do. Well, that's all right. Even when I was little and working in the fields and I'd almost pass out in the field when I got hot, I didn't know why. I just thought it was because I was getting too hot. I didn't even know I had a heart murmur. My mom, they didn't tell me. I didn't find that out till later on in life. And then I said, well, hey, that's why I was overheating and coming to the point to almost pass out. And I didn't know why. Nobody else was passing out in the field. But I'll tell you what, I can withstand a lot of heat. I mean, evidently, putting a little bit of weight on maybe close that hole up or something because I can withstand a lot more heat now today than I could back when I was a kid. You love the Italian tomato sauce I made? Yeah, I was just telling everybody that I've canned 2 jars of it like this. And I've got 1 jar this size. It's a plastic jar. That size that I've got in the freezer so I can take out later and use. I like to go ahead and make the sauce sometimes, that way if I want spaghetti or anything like that, I can just take it out, heat it up, put meatballs in it, or add meat to the sauce and have a meat sauce. I don't have to actually start from scratch and make the sauce again. So it's already made. General Grunt. Sending love from trans community. Well, I don't know where that is, but welcome, General Grunt. I think it is. I'm not sure. But I questioned my mom about it when I was, older. And you know what she told me? She said, well, sometimes it's best you don't know everything. That was her reply. I did make a baked ziti, Gladys. I made one last year. If y'all go back and look at my older videos, I've done a video on baked ziti. And I may do another one, but not real soon. I don't know what trans community is either. I've never heard of it. What's your story? What makes you special? I don't think I'm special, General Grunt. I'm just a ordinary female that likes to garden. I like to cook. And I found a way that I could grow vegetables in this heat and drought that we have here in Texas. What's for dinner? Well, I've already had my dinner life with Pippintine, and it consisted, one, of fried chicken that I got from Walmart today. You'll see it in my video that I post in the morning. I don't know. Like I said, I've never thought I was special, so I don't know what I would say I'm special for. I like to sing. I like to cook. I like to garden. I like to do yard work when I can. I don't think I'm special. I'm kind of a jack of all trades. I like woodworking. I like building things, and you can see that in some of my videos. I've been redoing my floor. I've come to a halt because the last time I went to Home Depot, they didn't even have the size and thickness of the plywood that I needed. So I didn't get any. And then to finish the kitchen out, I've got to be able to move the stove and the refrigerator, which I can't do either one. And to do my bedroom, I've got to be able to move that queen size bed. And I might possibly could get the mattress down the hallway. But I doubt very seriously I'd get to move that box spring and the bed frame because it's metal and it's pretty heavy. So I think I would need help with that whenever I got the other plywood that I need. Oh, I'm glad you're able to catch me too, Roger. Welcome. That's very special, Linda. People nowadays are too lazy to do that stuff. I know, but hey, if I can do it myself, I'd rather do it myself than to pay thousands of dollars out to someone else to do it for me, and then half the time it not being what I want. I found usually if you do it yourself, you get more of what you want. And I tell you, people have got so they charge too much for any of this kind of stuff. I keep coming across this advertisement on YouTube and TikTok and a lot of places where you get a bathroom makeover in 24 hours. And I almost contacted these people. And I did put my name in. And a woman messaged me back. She said, well, they're available. They can come out real soon and get it done in 24 hours. But she said they're not cheap. Well, I was afraid to go any further with it. because I said they probably want to charge me more to redo my bathroom for me in 24 hours than my whole house is worth. So I just kind of dropped it at that. Well, thank you, Edith. You're special to me too, and I'm sure you're special to a lot of my subscribers that come into the live. What have you been up to this week, Roger? You say it's been a long week. Well, I didn't decide till the last minute that I was going live. And I said, well, we'll see how many show up at the last minute here. That backflip, I can't do a backflip. Never have, never will be able to do one. And never will even try. The day I try to do a backflip will probably be the day somebody's going to be taking me to the ER. Oh my goodness, Roger. Working on your poultry farm. Got 80,000 baby chicks tomorrow. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of little baby chicks. I'll have to pass on that, General Grunt. Can't do that. That's me, Tamara. I'd like to get hold of a contractor that takes his time, does it right, and doesn't charge you $1 million to do it. I mean, I want to pay them to do a job. I don't want to pay them money to take care of them the rest of their life, you know. And it ain't going to be a front flip either. It ain't going to be a back flip, a front flip, a side flip, or none of the flips. Sorry. Exactly, Jeremy. He's looking for backflips. He's in the wrong live. I don't even know what an ollie is, so how could I do one? I can still do back ends. What is a back end, Tamara? I don't know. We chat, cook, and garden. Yep, we sure do. I don't know what ollies or back ends are. Back bends. Oh, back bends. I can't do a back bend. The biggest back bend I do is straighten it up in my chair and straighten my shoulders back over the back of the chair, and it pops my spine in place. I'm not flexible. I'm 44 now. That's not happening. I've got a bad disc right between my shoulder blades in my back. So I had them in my neck, my lower back, and then right between my shoulder blades. Well, I found if you stretch your arms frontwards and then bring them back as far as you can and just squeeze, the middle of your back with your shoulder blades and everything crunching together in the back. If any of your vertebrae are out in that area, it'll pop them back in. And I've felt them pop back in a few times. Everyone except Tamara's special. Sorry, girl, it's a tough pill. Now, don't pick on Tamara, General. There you go. I do too. I love you like a sister, Edith. Yeah, Tamara's special to us. Both Tamaras are. All of my subscribers are special to me. We're doing good tonight, Henry. How are you? I know you're joking. He's just joking, Tamara Aimling and Tamara Douglas. Yep, both Tamaras are special. General Grunt said, I'm just joking. Everyone here is great. Tamara's telling Roger, do you raise them for company that sells the chickens to a place like Costco? I'm sure he sells them somewhere, but I don't know where you'd sell that many chickens to when they're raised. They have to go be sent to market somewhere. Henry's doing good. Well, good. Oh, I agree with him 100%. Usually on everything I've heard so far. And I definitely agree that Iran does not need nuclear missiles. They don't need anything over there that's that destructive. That's a crazy country over there. They don't need anything that massive. Do you support LGBTQI? I don't know what that is. TJ, whoever you are, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so you're pro-Jew. Good. Well, I'm not saying I'm pro anything. I'm not against Jewish people. I'm not against any people, but Iran has proven they're crazy. Those are crazy people over there. They don't need missiles. They don't need nuclear power. They don't need any type of a nuclear bomb in Iran. Yep, Jesus was Jewish. I'm not against Jewish people. I'm not against any people as long as they got good common sense, but most of those Iranians are crazy. And they don't need any type of a weapon that could do mass destruction. They'd be shooting it to every country around here. I mean, hey, let's get real. I have a sister-in-law that was Jewish. She's passed on now, but she was the sweetest person I know. I don't have anything against Jewish people. Don't have anything against Mexican people. I don't have anything against any people as long as you're decent people, good people, have good common sense. Y'all know what I'm saying. Every country except them gets to have nuclear weapons, even South Korea, Russia, Bosnia. Why Iran? Tell me why they're crazy. Because they get mad at you, they're going to push the button and you're dead. They'll wipe out your whole country in a heartbeat, and they don't hesitate. They're crazy. Well, Russians aren't claiming to want to do that right now. Iran might, because they're at war with Israel. And they got Americans in that, so who knows? We may be next. To be honest with you, I don't think any country should have nuclear weapons. I don't think any country should have the power to push a button sitting at a desk and wipe out a whole country. That's too much power. I think most countries have that as a defense. They probably use them defensively. But on the other hand, I wouldn't count on Iran using it defensively. I'd be worried about them attacking some country with it. There's Mary Jensen. Hello. Exactly, Mary. World peace and harmony. You got that right. Yeah, Muslim people, they treat their women like they're second-class people. Not even second class. I mean, they probably treat their animals better than they do women over there. You're going to dwell on my psyche for a second. Wanting only Iran to not have weapons gated or a new weapon in a way, or a different one, something like this. What? Wanting only Iran not to have weapons, a subjugated or a new weapon in a way, or a different one, or something like this. There's Virgo boy. Hello. Yep, world peace and love. You got that right, but I don't know if it's even possible nowadays to have world peace and love. There's too many irate people out there in the world. And we got some of them right here in the United States. I tell you, nuclear missiles are downright scary. I mean, they just don't kill one or two people at a time. They wipe out whole countries at a time. You had a Muslim man that yelled at you to wear a headdress? Yeah, see, they don't believe the women should let their hair be seen. Most of them are wrapped up in so many clothes, I don't see how they survive in the summer. It's good to be wrapped up in the wintertime. You stay warm, but 100 degrees outside and you all wrapped up like that, I'd be dead. Was it from Germany? I don't know how many were in here the night that we had this gentleman. I think it was Germany he was from. And I had my hair down like this. Because, I wear it up most of the time. I wear it up most of the time because it's so hot. But occasionally I let it down because I just want it to not pull on my head and be so tight. So I just let it down when I'm not being outside or doing anything that it gets in my way. And he got on me. He said, "Why are you wearing your hair down? People here, the women here in my country can't wear their hair down." I thought to myself, well, I'm not in your country. I'm in the USA. And I'm entitled to wear my hair down if I want to. And they got me thinking, a lot of countries, the women are not as fortunate as we are. They don't get to dress the way they'd like. They don't get to wear their hair the way they want. They have to stay by these strict customs and society rules that their countries have. I mean, I felt bad for the guy, you know. He thought I was doing something wrong because my hair was down. Well, we already said hi, Virgo boy. Exactly, Edith. That's one way you're free here in the USA. You're free to wear your hair the way you want, the length you want. You're pretty much free to wear your clothes that you want to wear. I mean, you know, the schools have guidelines for kids coming to school, but that's only right because they can't let them come in dirty and raggedy and disassembled all every day to school, you know. But other than that, even the kids are pretty much able to wear what they want. Most of the schools in the USA do not require uniforms. Some of them do today. And that's all you're able to wear to school is that school uniform. But most of the schools in the United States are free to wear their own clothing to school. They don't wear a uniform. And there's Dark. Hi there, Dark. How's things going in your neck of the woods? I mean, you know, like in some countries, the women have to wear the long skirts, and this is over their clothes. I mean, they could have slacks and a shirt on, and they still have to put on this long skirt, this long tunic top thing, and then they got to wrap their head up. That's okay in the wintertime when it's real cold, but 95 degrees outside, I would not want to have all that on me. Got up to 88 in South Dakota. Some people say they stay cooler wrapped up like that. Well, they might. I don't know. But I know the first thing that would happen to me if I had all that on, I'd be sweating so much everything I was wearing would be wet. And that would probably cool me off. But after a day's time, you got to come out of that because then you'd smell so bad you wouldn't want to smell yourself. Thankful I live here. I wouldn't want to be forced to wear that Muslim women attire. Yeah, but you know, that's their custom. That's their country. I mean, I guess each country is entitled to what they believe and what they think is right, but they can't force it on us, so. And I must admit, some of those are really pretty. I mean, they have these long dresses on, or skirts on, and the tunic tops that come over, and then these scarves, and they look like they're all dressed up to go somewhere fancy. And they might be out raking the yard or digging holes in their front yard or something. We are in for severe weather tonight and tomorrow night, then 90s and humid Saturday and Sunday in Minnesota. Wow. Well, been in the mid-90s here for several days. No rain. I think our rain is finally gone, and probably the drought's going to set in. And the extreme heat. I don't know that we've got any rain coming up anytime soon. Well, that happened in North Carolina to the school that one of my nieces were going to. They got tired of sending kids home because they were dressed inappropriately and all this kind of stuff. So finally, they passed the rule that to attend their school, you had to wear their uniform. And my niece had to wear uniforms to school every day. 100 degrees this weekend in Ohio, storms tomorrow. Wow. That's going to be a humid time if it's going to rain, and then it's going to be in the hundreds. Pouring over here where dark is. Well, it seems like Texas gets their rain all like in a month or 2 month span. And then when it stops raining, it goes to the extreme, the opposite way. You go into a dry drought. No rain, extreme heat until the end of the summer when finally you'll get a little bit of fall rain coming in. You get anything in between, it might be hailstorms or something. But I don't think we got any rain coming up anytime soon. I really don't. I haven't checked the forecast lately. Oh no, Edith. I can't tell you how often I've had to do that. I've had charges put on my debit card that I never made, didn't know where they came from. And I've had to close out cards, open new ones, have them give me new ones repeatedly to stop that kind of thing. Credit card too. And it's me. Anne has appeared. Hello, Anne. How's Anne doing this evening? There's so many people out there in this world that are scamming people. They get their credit card information through the internet somehow. Charge stuff to you. Withdraw money from your account. I mean, it's terrible. That's what some people, that's what they spend 24 hours a day doing, is scamming other people. Yeah, there's no rain like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have no rain, and it's going to be like in the mid 90s every day coming up for a week or more with no rain. So I think our summer heat and drought has hit. I went to Catholic school in the early 70s, and if the nuns thought our dress was too short, we had to kneel on the floor. If the hem didn't touch the floor, we were sent home and changed. Well, I agree with them about the lengths of the skirts. I know they had to be below our knees when I was going. They couldn't be above your knee. And the last year that I subbed at the high school out here, oh my God, sometimes I'd be in the lunchroom, have lunchroom duty or something and walking around. And some of those girls, their skirts were so short. If they even tilted over the slightest bit, their whole butt was showing. That's too short. If you can bend over and see private parts, your skirt's too short. Common sense tells you that. Mr. Man 2000, well, thank you for that super chat. Yeah, Ann's still in a lot of pain. I'm so sorry. Mr. Man 2000, I don't remember who you are, but thank you for the super chat. I know it's ridiculous how short these girls wear their skirts. We never could do that back when I was a young girl. I never wanted to wear something that short. Oh my goodness. Now, if I wore a skirt that was short, it would be some kind of sports skirt that had the attached pants underneath. It wouldn't be just a skirt. You know what I'm saying? Linda, I would want to be born in your time. Yeah, when I was in high school, you had to wear knee length dresses or skirts. You couldn't wear them above the knee. You'd get sent home. Girls couldn't even wear slacks to school. The last year I went to high school was the year they changed it. And all of a sudden, girls could wear slacks to school. Before that, girls could not wear anything but a skirt or a dress. A skirt, yeah. I don't know. It reminds me of the jokes that they used to tell about, that's like showing what's in the Christmas present. Oh, how did they say it? Something about opening the Christmas present. I don't know. I don't remember how it went. But there was no mystery left. You showed it all. But no, I never felt comfortable wearing a short skirt like that. Still don't. I don't know. Is anybody having trouble hearing anything that I say? Yes, Linda Foster said the year after she graduated, you could wear pants to school. Well, it was the last year I went to school when they finally changed the rule at our school that girls could finally wear slacks or jeans to school. Of course, back then, girls just didn't wear jeans at all. Even if we wore slacks or shorts, they weren't jean shorts. Nobody wore jeans back then. The boys did. They were work pants. But nowadays, wearing jeans is the thing. Everybody wears jeans. When I was a cheerleader in high school, we got to wear our cheerleading outfit at school on Fridays for the game. Skirt was way too short. I wore shorts under mine. Well, there you go. Well, I think on those real short skirts like cheerleaders wear, they are supposed to wear some type of a short type thing under them. Or some type of panty that is made to the skirt. Or most of them I've seen do. I don't know why the audio was weird. Anybody else? Linda, your audio is messed up. Tamara says that. Huh. I don't know what's going on with it then. It's cracking. I don't know. Let me see if I can hear it on my tablet. I got to turn the speaker on though. turn that speaker off and just let the one for the computer go. Huh. I don't know, y'all. Tamara said you're good now. Good now. Huh. So y'all don't have any problems hearing the sound now? Okay, well, good. Because I wouldn't have known what else to do other than what I did, so. And I wasn't sure that would even help, so. Now, perfect. Great. Okay. That was scary because I didn't know what in the world was going on. I usually turn the sound completely off on the computer, and I turn the speaker off completely and just use the mic on the camera. And that's what I've always done before, and I don't think there was any problem. Okay, well, as long as it's good now. But yeah, Wilson was always after me, neck bones and rice. Cook some neck bones and rice. So I decided I'd get neck bones and I'd cook, and I'm going to cook rice with them. But I'm not telling you how I'm cooking them yet. Have to wait for the video for that. We can sing now. You'll definitely watch that video. You like neck bones, Jeremy? I wish Wilson was in here tonight because he's the one of the big ones that kept asking me to cook neck bones and rice. I refuse to wear that attire. We are in America. Right, Edith? You go. Well, it's coming up because I bought those neck bones today. Well, I sent him a email. You know, they had that flood in San Antonio on a Thursday. I sent him an email that weekend, but he's never responded to it, so I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him, that he didn't at least respond to the email. I'm going to check my email right now to make sure I don't have a email from him. I'm not seeing one. I get so many emails coming through every single day, and most of them are just and here's my email that it was sent 4 days ago. Yeah, he's never responded to it. I said, "Hey Wilson, we're worried about you. I know San Antonio had some bad floods Thursday and just wondering if you're okay." But he's never answered back. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with him. I sent it the 15th, and this is the 19th, 4 days ago. And I know Dennis is okay because he's been posting videos and shorts left and right. He tickled me. One of his videos I come across was, he said YouTube was jealous of him. I don't know what that was all about. I mean, he was saying some stuff, but I really didn't know what was going on with him. So, well, I have no other way to get hold of Wilson except send him an email. And I figured he'd at least get the email if nothing else. So, what are you doing? I'm not doing anything right this moment, Autumn. Well, you wouldn't think it'd be out for 4 days, though. I don't know. It just depends on what area he was in and how bad it was flooded, I guess. We're just in here chit-chatting, Autumn. Catching up. Talking about videos coming up on neck bones. And Wilson is one of the main reasons that I did get those neck bones, and he's not even in here tonight. I thought maybe he'd pop in. They took Dennis off for a while because of this. You're kidding me, Gladys. Because he plays the videos of other people singing? Is that what it is? I figured they would just not monetize his videos, that's all. Because he'd be copyrighted on a lot of it. But I didn't think they would just take him off. I've seen posts that he's done today. And there's Jeannie. Hello, Jeannie, and Autumn. Yeah, I think there was several of his videos posted today, Gladys. So evidently they haven't taken him completely off. He's still on. They haven't shut his channel down. They're probably just not going to monetize his videos that he's got these other people singing on. You know, those videos, because, yeah, I didn't see how he could do that, because I know they wouldn't monetize those. Or most of them they won't. Some of them they might, but a lot of them they won't. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine it's Thursday already. And you know, I missed the garbage pickup this week. I got so busy mowing Tuesday, I forgot all about the garbage pickup on Wednesday. And I did not put my garbage bin out to the street Tuesday night. And I was out in the garden doing some stuff when the trash truck come by yesterday. And I looked at him and I said, why is the trash coming by today? This is Tuesday. And then I got to thinking, well, you idiot, this is Wednesday. This is your trash day. You should have had your garbage bin out. He sang you a song and they took him off for 14 days. What song did he sing, Gladys? I saw that part of that video where he said that this song was for Gladys. But then I didn't have time to listen to all of it. But he's getting copyrighted is what it is, Gladys, because he's not supposed to be playing other people's music when he's singing. If he's up there singing by himself, it would be different, but he's playing, and most of the time, videos of these other people singing. And then he's singing with them, but, and they kind of frown on that. But I didn't see that they took him down. I didn't know they did that. Did they take that one video down as well? Yeah, now I've got a 96-gallon bin, so it'll hold anything I can put in it probably for a whole month or more. I mean, my smaller one, sometimes I'd forget to put my garbage out and I'd go 2 weeks without it and it still wasn't full. I might have two 13-gallon bags full in there. And it was almost full, but not completely. But I said I'll survive. I got plenty of room out there in that bin to put garbage for this week, so I can survive till this coming week. You know, I was looking to see, but I may have, yeah, I deleted all of those out. Did they take that video down that he was singing that he posted today? That he said it was for you? Is that the one? Because I didn't get to see listen to all that video. He said it. I don't think he understand YouTube. That's not right. What they did, not cool. I know Wilson always talked about foods. I was looking to see if I could find it. There's some from one day ago. I was looking for the one that he said was. Well, they still got the videos up, Gladys. I mean, they haven't taken his videos down. I think they cut him off in the middle of the song. Well, no, I don't think so. It looks like he went on for quite a while. See how long that video was. Here's one. It says, "To my darling Gladys in Connecticut." He got 1,100 views on it. And that was yesterday. I can't let y'all hear it though. I'll get, I'll get. Yeah, evidently he didn't leave it on very long. Oh well, I can't help what he does. I mean, he's on his own with his own channel. Yeah, I don't want any strikes against my channel. I don't have any, and I don't want any. I try to stay within the guidelines. I know when I do my concerts, I'm not expecting to get anything out of them except views. And now they will at least monetize your concerts. partially. Um, in most cases, you can get a little bit, and then whoever the artist is that's actually performing the songs or the music. In my case, usually it's the music because I'm doing the singing. But some of these artists, you can't even use their background music and get paid on it. They won't monetize your video using somebody else's background music because it's all copyrighted. And they'll post copyright on my video, and where I can see it, and I know that I'm not getting paid for the video. I'll get the views and it goes toward my views, but I don't actually get paid for that video. Which, when I went live to do the concert, I knew that. And I didn't really care if I got monetized for that particular concert or not. Yeah, he's funny. He makes people laugh. Yeah, he's having a good time, but he's got to understand that there's right ways to have the good time and there's wrong ways to have the good time on YouTube. I don't want to get copyrighted, or I don't want to get strikes on my channel. But at least now, if you use the music as background when you're singing, a lot of times now they'll let you split the profits if you make any off of that video. The artist that did the music gets some, and then you get a little bit. So it's divided up between you and the artist. So that's a little bit better. And I think that's only right. I mean, they played the music and you're singing to it. And I think that's in a way helping them promote their music, their band, or whatever they, produce the music, as well as helping you as well. So, but some of these artists out there, they don't want you to use any of their music. They own it 100%, and you're not to touch it. You're not to go public with it any way, shape, or form, and you can get in trouble by doing it. And you'll get a copyright on your video. I mean, I don't have any way to do my background music other than to play like a karaoke CD that has the background music with it. I mean, that's the only way I can do a concert because I can't produce my own music. Hello, Donna. How are you? Yeah, I'm getting some of these really big, pretty tomatoes. And I'm not sure what I want to do with them. I mean, I've eaten one or two of the small ones, in a sandwich. I mean, that right there would make 2 big, good sandwiches. That one would too. Probably 3 sandwiches. So I pick out the smaller ones that I can just get 2 or 3 slices out of and make one sandwich when I make me a tomato sandwich. And that's what made me remember I didn't get bacon because I made a tomato sandwich. And I got to thinking before I even started, I don't have any bacon. I didn't get bacon. How's Donna? You just ate a tomato with salt and pepper. They're so good. Donna's great. Well, good. Yeah, I told my son when I was over at his house that I had a couple more big ones, really big tomatoes, and these were the 2 biggest ones that I think I had. But they were still green when I picked the tomatoes to take to him. And I said, I've got some more big ones, but they're green. They're really too green to pick, so. But I took him 4 or 5 tomatoes, pretty good sized tomatoes. They are good. I picked a whole bowl of them yesterday, these big ones. They were getting red, and I said, I got to get them off the vine before the bugs get them. Because they're perfect. There's no bug holes, no bird pecks, no nothing on them. I said, I got to get them picked. They're too pretty to leave out there. This is the first year that I've got that many big tomatoes. But I guess it's because I planted more of the bigger type tomato plants. Last year I mostly had just some Roma tomatoes and the little cherry and grape tomatoes. This year I planted 4 or 5 or 6 of the bigger tomatoes, like the Ponderosa Pink. I planted celebrities. I think this is a celebrity here. I think that's a celebrity tomato. And I think this one was too, because of the way it's kind of rippled around it. The other ones are real smooth. You like the big juicy garden tomato sliced with a sprinkle of pepper and a touch of celery salt. Mm. I mean, I've got quite a few. And I think one of these little ones is a Ponderosa Pink. I think this little one here is a Ponderosa Pink. Because it's fully ripe and it's not dark like the other ones. I'm not sure what this one is. Or this one, but because I planted big boys, early girls, celebrity, Ponderosa Pink, Cherokee Purple. But I got a bunch of them. I still got more in the bowl over there. I got like 5 or 6 more in the bowl. So that just is part of them that I just showed you. And I'll probably have a few more in a couple of days to have to pick. So I might just freeze some of them and make some sauce out of some and go ahead and eat some. Yeah, Ann needs prayer. She really does. She's dealing with a lot of issues, health problems. Have you ever made a tomato? No, I've never heard of a tomato pie. That sounds interesting. A tomato pie. I'm going to have to look that up. I didn't know that there was such a thing as a tomato pie. I'll have to check and see what goes into that. I would make capris with them. Sliced tomatoes, fresh provolone, and basil, olive oil. Huh. Well, I'm kind of hoping I'll get some eggplant. My eggplant got pretty big when it was raining, but they're not big enough to pick yet. But I'm anxious on doing some eggplant recipes, especially with that Casper white eggplant. I've never had any of that. Gladys said she'd love a tomato sandwich. Well, honey, I'd fix you one if I could. I don't know. I've never made a tomato pie, Tamara. I've never heard of a tomato pie. I got to look that up. I've never heard of a tomato pie. I'm just going to put in the search bar, tomato pie recipe, and see what comes up. Ten best tomato pie recipes. Oh my goodness. Best tomato pie. It's got tomatoes, cheese, onion, basil, mayonnaise, black pepper, Tabasco sauce. Goodness. I'm going to have to try that. And this one has eggs in it. Looks like a pizza. Look at that. They got sliced tomatoes on the top of it. Makes it look like a pizza. The ultimate summer recipe. Oh my goodness, don't that look good? It looks like pizza, y'all. But that's a tomato pie. Almost like a quiche, probably. Similar. So this vintage savory southern pie gets a makeover. Let's see what goes into it. It's loaded with tomatoes, but no tomato sauce. Gooey cheese, bacon, scallions, fresh herbs. And it's full of one other ingredient that sets it apart from anything else. It has a big dollop of mayonnaise in it. And it said also the tomato pie is made with an everyday pie crust instead of a yeasted crust like typical pizza. So you just make it with a regular pie crust. It said always add cooked bacon. That sounds good. It said also this tomato pie is made with an everyday pie crust instead of a yeasted crust like a pizza is. And it says, so no, this southern tomato pie doesn't taste like pizza, but it's certainly in the pizza family of ingredients. I might try that, but I'd make it in a small pie crust. I don't think I'd want a great big full-size pie of it. Because you know me, I'd have to freeze part of it or do something with it. See if I can print this out. It says, while our tomato pie can be served slightly warm, it's best eaten at room temperature, just like a good quiche. Huh. And it almost looks like a quiche, but it's got more tomato in it. Well, I was trying to see where I could print it. Here. And it's taking me to the wrong place. I could not eat all of it anymore as a kid. I could. Yeah, I'd have to fix a kind of a small one. Oh, I don't know who this is. That's a long name. I'm just going to say KKK, whoever you are, welcome, from Brazil. I can't read Brazilian. I don't understand. But I might make a smaller one. And like she said, put bacon in it. Resting and cooling time, 2 hours. Now, I don't know if I could wait 2 hours to taste it. They call for a 9-inch deep dish pie plate, a 9-inch pie dough round. They put cornmeal, a tablespoon of cornmeal, 2.5 pounds ripe tomatoes, kosher salt, fresh grated cheddar cheese, 3/4 cup of mayonnaise, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon cornstarch, 1/4 cup fresh grated Parmesan cheese, 1/4 cup of basil, 4 scallions, 6 slices cooked bacon, and fresh ground black pepper. That all sounds really good. I'm probably going to have to look it up on my computer because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it to print on here. Please rate. Oh, please research Paula Deen's recipe. Okay, I will. I will definitely do that because Paula Deen has some good recipes. She's my kind of cook. How's the weather in Brazil, KKK? I have to call you KKK because I can't read all that whole name. I can't pronounce all that. That's a long name. Well, thank you for that compliment. MT said tomato gravy is some kind of good stuff. You know, I've never made a tomato gravy, but I love tomatoes, so gravy with tomatoes would be real good. I'm going to have to try that. I think with me and my mom's allergies, I grew up with a very limited supply of recipes. We always had the Deep South recipes, very simple, not much ingredients, especially the ones that I was allergic to. And the same with my Irish grandmother. She cooked real simple but good food. My Italian grandparents did too. I would think it would be real similar to a tomato sauce, wouldn't it? It's good on some good cat head. What is a cat head biscuit? I mean, I know what biscuits are, but I've never heard of a cat head biscuit. MT over biscuits. KKK says, I don't understand what you're saying. I'm using the voice translator to talk to you. I'm 12 years old. Well, welcome, KKK. We don't understand everything you're saying, but that's all right. We love to have you here anyway. Edith says, oh, I just love orange juice. Yeah, we grew up eating the basic, simple, real simple ingredient recipes. Because like my mom never cooked taco soup with all the cream and all that stuff in it because we couldn't eat it. I was allergic. We were allergic to the heavy cream. Couldn't have it. Okay, KKK, you have a blessed night. I'm glad you could stop in and say hello. I can't say all that name. Akikuyu Benita Mas Paris Tribuffo KKKK. Tatcha. Well, I'm glad you came by and said hello from Brazil. I appreciate you coming in and saying hello. Start with the roux and add canned or fresh tomatoes. Hmm. So you actually make a gravy with it like you would a regular gravy, starting with the roux, only you just add the tomatoes. Plus salt, pepper, and milk. I don't know if I could handle the milk in it. I might could make a gravy with the roux and the tomatoes and the salt and pepper, but I don't know about adding the milk. Well, bye, KKK. You sleep good with God, too. Good night. Sleep with God. Bye. I was in charge of all the cooking and cleaning. Oh, that house was not in tip-top shape. My father would strike me, teach me to keep it. Well, oh, no. Cat head biscuits are big as a cat's head. Oh, that's referring to the size of the biscuit, huh? My grandma Barnhill used to make homemade biscuits the size of hamburger buns, because she'd make me an egg and cheese sandwich to take to school with me every day when I stayed with her. And I didn't mind. I loved those bacon and egg sandwiches she made me with her homemade biscuits. My mother used breakfast gravy and added canned tomatoes. Well, see, I've never done that. I've never made a gravy with tomatoes. That's interesting. And my mom never did. My grandmother never did. I've never heard of a tomato gravy. I bet it is good, though. See, we learn something new all the time. Almost kind of like a sausage milk gravy. Just add tomatoes to it. Huh. Oh, you forgot to say your name is Katrina. Bye, you are so beautiful. Well, nice to meet you, Katrina. You have a blessed night. And she said hi. Well, remember, your name is Katrina. I love that name. That's a beautiful name, Katrina. They are rounded up like a cat head. Well, my grandma's biscuits were kind of flat, but they were big around they were big enough that you could put a full-size hamburger patty on them. Because she fried her egg and flip it over and then put it on that biscuit and then put a slice of cheese on it. And that biscuit was big enough to accommodate it. Tomato gravy and cat head biscuits are Southern. Well, I've never heard of them. Evidently, they didn't cook that in my neck of the woods growing up. Yes, gravy made from bacon or sausage drippings. Because you know, when they make the milk gravy for sausage to put on biscuits, it's got a little bit of sausage in it, and then they put milk in it. And then I guess all you have to do is add the tomatoes, and you've got your tomato gravy. In the United States, it is all. Yeah, here where I am in Texas, Katrina, it's already almost 9 p.m. That's deep south groceries. Well, see, they didn't cook that in my area because I'd never heard of it. I never heard of milk gravy with sausage either for your biscuits, so I moved to Texas. We didn't eat that back home, but we eat it out here all the time. What time is it in Brazil where you're at, Katrina? Yeah, it's almost bedtime here. It's 9 p.m. almost. That's the recipe. Just make a milk gravy like you would with your sausage, milk gravy on biscuits, and just add tomatoes to it. Huh, that sounds interesting. I'm going to have to try it. I will definitely have to try that. I don't know if I got any sausage. I might have some in the freezer. I'll have to look. You've lost me, Katrina. I can't read it in Brazilian or whatever language that is. I can't read it. I don't know what you're saying. Edith said, my children in Brazil seem so mature and kind. The children here seem to curse at us or use the KFC name to... Yeah, that's true, Edith. Drain the tomato juice. I don't know. I guess you could just cut up a fresh tomato in your gravy and cook it in there, I guess. I don't know. But I have to go to sleep. It was a pleasure meeting you. Well, good night, Katrina. You have a good night's sleep. And maybe we'll see you another time in live chat. Cat head biscuits are usually like drop biscuits or formed by hand rather than cut out biscuits. Huh. Well, I usually always form mine by hand, but they're not that big. Life with Pippintine says she does not drain her tomatoes. Yeah, that sounds interesting. I might have to do a video on that. Tomato gravy. Tomato gravy on biscuits. On cat head biscuits. I have to make some really big biscuits. Do your boys like Temptations? Is that what you were saying, Katrina, when you said that Tatcha? Was that said hi? I don't know. I can't read that other language. Temptations, the cat food treat. Oh. I don't know what that is I got. This is what I got them the last time. It's dental treats. It's got catnip and fresh greens in it, and they love it. They'd eat this whole package of it if I'd let them have it. But it's supposed to help keep their teeth cleaned. Cleans teeth and freshens breath. And it was $10 for this little container, and there's only... Let's see. Looks like 9.75 ounces for $10. But that's what it looks like. If you can see it, I can't tell. Smells like it could be greens. It said, treat your cat to clean teeth and fresh breath. Yeah, it's the first time I bought that. I said, well, we'll try it, switch around. They don't need to eat the exact same thing every single time. I need some of that. It started to grow on you. Yeah, I've made stuffed tomatoes before. I'd rather have the stuffed tomatoes than have the stuffed peppers. I didn't think about that. I could make me a small pan of stuffed tomatoes. I don't want to make a bunch of them because I'd never be able to eat them all, but I could maybe make a small pan of four, four of them and stuff them. Donna said she just had 2 ice cream drumsticks. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, I did have to buy me another carton of ice cream today. I got butter pecan. They were out completely a rocky road. They didn't have any at all of the brand that I get. Stuffed tomatoes all the way. Well, I usually do my stuffed tomatoes the same way I do my peppers, with rice and ground beef or sausage, you know, and then I put cheese on the top. We'll all come help you eat them. Okay. Your favorite ice cream is orange juice and tooth. I've never heard of it. Life with Pip and Time. Do they even make such a ice cream as orange juice and toothpaste? Are you serious? She says, "Oh, I don't recommend it." That sounds like something you made up. Orange juice and toothpaste. Oh. Donna kind of caught on late there. Yeah, I want to make some stuffed squash with my little patty pans. I got a good recipe for that. So I wanted to do that with some of the little patty pans I got. My favorite ice cream is strawberry or chocolatey clear or crunchy, they call it. I love chocolate, and a lot of times I'll get that Napoleon ice cream that has the chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry in one box. Or I love Rocky Road. I love butter pecan. I think I love all the ice creams. Chocolate is my favorite, though. If I could only choose one, it would have to be some kind of chocolate. No, I don't think I have. Usually I drink my orange juice before brushing my teeth. I don't think I've ever tried it after brushing my teeth. It would probably make your orange juice taste pretty strange. There's different ways to make tomato gravy. You can replace the milk with chicken broth or even water. It's basically the same as breakfast gravy, just add tomatoes. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That you wouldn't necessarily have to add the milk, but you could. Just make a basic gravy and add tomatoes to it. It all sounds good. Yes, it does. Y'all talking about ice cream now. As soon as my live is over, I'm going to have to get me a bowl of ice cream. Wait till you see what I got for breakfast this morning. That'll be the first video I post in the morning, is my breakfast video. I'm not telling you what it was. It wasn't bacon and eggs. Something different, but I'm not telling you what. You don't. I keep thinking about that orange juice and toothpaste. Yeah, but I started, getting some of these tomatoes, a whole bunch of them at one time, and I've got to do something with them because I don't want to lose my tomatoes. I got to keep them, either can them or freeze them or something because I can't eat them as fast as they're coming in. So I'm going to have to do something with them because they're not going to last forever. Though the big tomato plants seem like they die off when it gets real hot here. But the cherry tomatoes, they'll survive. And the grape tomatoes, they'll survive through the heat and then start producing again at the end of the summer. But so far, I've never been able to keep the bigger tomato plants alive. Hopefully this summer I will. I'm going to try anyway. Yeah, MT's froze them whole before. That's probably what I'm going to do with some of mine is freeze them whole. And then I can take them out later and decide what I want to cook them in. That way I don't have to have like pasta sauce made with all of them. I can take them out and put them in soups or anything that you would just want plain tomatoes in. What other recipes are with tomatoes? Thinking. There's a lot. I mean, like I said, you can put them in soup, stews, stuff them, bake them. Like y'all said, talking about putting them in, making a gravy with them. You could cook them with rice. I've survived on tomatoes and rice for a long time, I'll tell you. Me and my first husband had a regular diet of tomatoes and rice. I mean, just plain old tomatoes and rice. You cooked your tomatoes and just pour them all over the top of your rice and eat them that way. They were pretty good. Donna said, really didn't know you could freeze them whole. Yeah, a lot of people do, especially like cherry tomatoes and grape tomatoes. They just throw them in a baggie and freeze them whole. I think I've got a small bag of my grape tomatoes in the freezer right now where I just threw them in the bag whole and put them in the freezer. I forgot about them. I forgot they were in there, y'all. And there's Michael Pinner. Hello, Piner. Yeah, you can't beat a good old mayo and tomato sandwich. That's what I had yesterday. I ran out of bacon, but man, I made me a tomato and mayo sandwich. Put a little salt and pepper on it. Oh, it was good. I grew up eating them that way. Don't even put lettuce on it. Just mayo and tomato. Tomato soup, yeah. Tomato soup is something I love. I love a good old tomato soup. I used to love tomato soup with a peanut butter sandwich. Plain peanut butter sandwich with tomato soup. That was my favorite. There was just something about a peanut butter sandwich that went so well with that hot tomato soup. French vanilla. How's Michael Piner doing this evening? He said, me too. Yeah, I got so many recipes I want to do, and I've got all these vegetables up here on my counter I've got to do something with, and, I just can only do so many videos in a day. I guess I'm going to have to cook a bunch of it and freeze it and do the videos and then keep the videos to post in a day or two or something. I don't know. Made her sandwich with mayo running down your chin. That's good eating. There you go, MTV. MT, not MTV. I always want to add that TV to the end of it. It's not good unless it's dripping down your chin, isn't it? Uh, they always say everything's better when you take a bath in it. You get it all over yourself while you're eating it. Put them in the freezer bag until you're ready to use. The skin slips right off when you run under warm water to defrost. MT said, I need a bib. Vegan menu said tomato, bruschetta, salsa, pico de gallo. I've heard of that. I don't know that I've ever eaten it. I don't know what's in that salsa that's not in the one that I already make. Yeah, I'm probably definitely going to freeze some of my tomatoes because I'm not going to lose them. That's one reason I went ahead and made a little bit of tomato sauce, and I've got 3 containers of tomato pasta sauce made because I was going to do some that way and then freeze some and maybe just try to can some just plain tomatoes. My mom, she canned tomatoes every summer in quart jars. So when she needed, just regular tomatoes to go in a recipe, she'd open a can of those, a jar of those tomatoes and use them. But freezing them whole sounds like a good idea. That way you wouldn't even have to use a whole bag of the tomatoes at one time. You could open the bag, take out what you needed, and leave the rest there. Yeah, I'm doing real good, Stylo 816. How are you doing? Oh yeah, I got a pizza coming up because I haven't made a pizza in a while. I got to do me another pizza video. It's coming up. I bought me some pepperoni today because I was completely out of pepperoni. You're living the dream. Well, good for you, Stylo. Stylo 816. Good for you. Yeah, a lot of times I'll slice tomatoes and put them on my pizza, on my quiche, on my omelets. Samia's family vlogs. I'm doing good. How are you? It's hard to beat canned tomatoes for spaghetti and such. Oh, I know. That's why I wanted to make that little bit of pasta sauce so I'd have it for spaghetti and stuff. I don't know. I use a lot of different ones. I've got Better Boy. I got Celebrity. Like I said, these big ones here. This here is a Celebrity tomato. And it's one of the biggest ones I've gotten out of the garden so far. These two right here are Celebrities. I think they're the very first Celebrity tomatoes that I've picked too. I've planted so many different kinds of Celebrity, Big Boy, Early Girl. Um, I've got Ponderosa Pink. I've got Cherokee Purple. I think this is one of the Ponderosa Pinks right here. I think that's one of them. It's not quite as red looking as these other ones. And you know what I'm doing? I'm counting on some volunteer plants next year. So if I'm getting a good tomato like this off of a plant, guess what? I'm going to accidentally, on purpose, let one of my smaller tomatoes off of that one plant fall in the bottom of the tote, and it's going to stay till next year, and hopefully it'll give me some volunteers from that tomato plant that's giving me these big tomatoes. That way I don't even have to buy seeds. I've got them. Yeah, it's a heirloom celebrity, I think. Yeah, I usually always try to plant early girls, beefsteak, better boy. And like I said, this year I replanted some more Ponderosa pink tomatoes and Cherokee purple because they get pretty good size. They're not the little tiny ones. You're from Pakistan. Well, welcome from Pakistan. Samia's family vlogs. Welcome. We're glad to have you. Yeah, I've learned even my grape and grape tomatoes and my cherry tomatoes, if they're producing real well, I always at least put one little tomato. I'll let it drop into the pot, and it'll produce volunteer plants next year. That way I'll have free tomato plants from these tomatoes that are making really pretty tomatoes this year. I'll have them next year. Yeah, I think they're really pretty. I mean, all of my big tomatoes, I mean, look at this. That's a perfect tomato right there. There's not a blemish on it hardly, not at all. No bug bites, no bird holes, no nothing. They're just pretty tomatoes. I mean, look at that. Pretty tomatoes. That's what I like to see in my garden. Yeah, I did the same with my Hungarian wax hot peppers last year. I let at least one of those peppers drop to the pot and left it there all winter. And I didn't have to plant any Hungarian peppers this year. I had volunteer plants coming up in that 5-gallon bucket. So I've got 2 pots of Hungarian hot peppers out there right now that came up from the volunteer seed from last year. And you do the same with your tomatoes. Just let at least one drop back in the bucket. Spare one to get plants for next year. Well, that's what I've got going with my garden channel, MT. You know, I've tried to do so many of my garden videos to show people how to plant stuff, do your composting in place, and all that. But I found so many people don't want to watch it. But I've put stuff like that in all my videos. I just wish more people would watch the garden videos and the garden updates and stuff like that. Because I usually have tips and tricks on planting gardens in those updates. I mean, I showed you how I took the peppers that I bought at the store. I cooked the peppers and I took the seeds out and I planted them in pots. And how I was producing all of those plants, pepper plants, from the seeds of those peppers that I bought, the bell pepper. I had red ones, yellow ones, green ones, and orange. And I've spread them all around the yard. Now, there's only one pepper plant that's produced bell peppers yet, and I've been eating them. And it's supposed to be a red bell pepper, but they're still green. And I've been picking them off the bush because I needed a bell pepper. But I've left 1 or 2 big ones out there. I'm waiting to see if they turn red. I love breaded tomatoes using crushed tomatoes. What do you mean, bread them and fry them? I don't know how you would crush tomatoes and fry them. I don't know how you bread them, Linda Foster. How do you make breaded tomatoes with crushed tomatoes? Because I battered mine slices and fried them, but I've never used crushed tomatoes to do that. Oh, it's really important here because it not only fertilizes and feeds your plants, the compost tea, but it's a great way of recycling your water, especially when we have a drought like we do in the summer when it gets so hot and with water restrictions. I've got to have that compost tea, recycled water, to keep my plants watered at least one day a week. And then I can water with the city water one day a week. Elmer's glue. How did Elmer's glue get in here? Y'all have lost me. Uncle BB came in with Elmer's glue. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with Elmer's glue. Yeah, and a lot of my videos on composting and building your totes to get them ready to plant, I show y'all step by step what I do. And I did the same with the raised beds. When I filled them, I did the video on it. I showed you how I put the twigs and the wood, the broken down bark and the cardboard and the leaves and the table scraps, everything that I put in those raised beds to grow that stuff. And my strawberries are doing fantastic. You saw my celery, how it grows in there. And I use it right away. I didn't leave it set for a year to turn to soil. Hold together crushed tomatoes so you can bread it. Well, I usually just slice mine and bread them and then fry them. Similar to macaroni and tomatoes, they aren't actually breaded. They have bread in them. Oh, okay. Almost like you would do zucchini or a potato patty or something when you fry it. Just mix it with cornmeal or something, meal, and then fry it maybe. I don't know. I've never done that with a tomato. Like I said, I've sliced them and battered them and fried them. The ripe tomatoes, but not crushed tomatoes. I know, Edith, we got trolls coming in here tonight, but I've been trying to get rid of them. But YouTube is not going to come in one of your lives and do that. They'll send me a message straight to me. They're not going to post it in a live. So I know it's a troll doing that. They're gone. It was trolls, and that's the reason I got rid of them. Because YouTube's not going to come in alive and give you a message like that. They'll send me a message privately to me. They're not going to do that. No, that's not real, Edith. That's one of the trolls trying to aggravate us in our live. At least it's not a vulgar comment like they usually do. Yeah, I've gotten one or two strawberries along, but like I said, I wasn't expecting them to really produce this year because they were just bare roots. They have to have time to establish themselves and really start growing to be able to produce a lot of strawberries. So it was surprising to me that I was able to get a few strawberries off of them this year. And I've seen one or two runners coming from them already too. So that little raised bed next to my one that the strawberries are in, that was supposed to have bush beans and it wasn't. And it ended. I've got a couple of corn stalks growing in there, which is supposed to be popcorn. When I clean that all out, if I have plants, runners from the strawberries, I might plant them over there and start another strawberry bed. Oh, don't worry yourself with it, Edith. Just let it go. Well, I mean, we know what they are. They're not bothering me. Place one carrot seed on each dot and plant the plate. Really? Huh. I haven't heard of that. That's what he was talking about, Elmer's glue. I missed the other comments. Yeah, just ignore them, Anne and Edith. Just ignore the trolls when they come in like that. Just block them or hide them from the channel or do something. Just get rid of them. That's what I'm doing. We're not going to be on here too much longer anyway. We've already been on for about 2.5 hours. Yeah, relax. Uncle BB's here. And there's Wessie. What? Hi, friend. Blessings. Blessings to you, Wessie. I don't know what kind of name that is. It's unusual. I've never seen it before. Well, I don't have melons because the pumpkin plant took over, and it's produced 2 little pie pumpkins. I haven't picked them yet. I'm not sure they're quite ready to be picked, but I'll be picking them pretty soon, I'm sure. My name is Arthur, and Wessie is my dog, and he has a channel on YouTube. Okay. Wessie has a channel. I'll have to check that out. Oh no, Edith, some of the boys at school would eat glue at school. We always thought that was, ooh, I couldn't, it looks like it would make them sick to eat glue. Amos DS is here. I'm doing good, Amos. How are you? Who's Arthur? Oh, Wessie. Oh, I see now. I missed that. Wessie is Arthur. His dog is Wessie. Okay, I don't know. My mind's playing tricks on me, y'all. Well, good, Amos. Yeah, I got that. Wessie. Arthur's the dog owner. Wessie's the dog. I'll get that straight in my mind pretty soon. Oh, and y'all saw how I took that Roma tomato and I sliced it pretty thin and I just laid it barely under the dirt in the top of that little pot. And you saw how many plants come up from the seed in that tomato slice. I've got Roma tomatoes all over my garden from the plants that came up from those slices of tomatoes. You're a man from New York City. I used to live in New York City when I was small. That's where my mom is from. Wesley said, I want a garden and a farm. Well, I like the garden. I don't know about the farm. A farm is a lot of work. My garden is a lot of work. Betsy Wetsy. You gonna give him a new name, Uncle BB? I don't think I want to add any more to my garden. I've got so much now. I wonder sometimes if I can take care of all of it. I'll replace pots as they break down and I have to get rid of them, but I don't think I want to add any more at this time, size-wise to my garden because I've got enough to take care of now. But I'm going to replant something in that pot where the pumpkin is, because, you know, that pumpkin plant's kind of winding down. It don't like this heat. So it'll be gone before too much longer in this hot weather. If I hadn't got it started when I did, it would not have produced pumpkins either. But I got it started early, and it had time to produce the pumpkins before the heat hit. So I've at least got 2 pumpkin pies out there, or pie pumpkins. Ezekiel, hello, welcome, my friend. What part of the country are you from? Shoot, Miss Linda, you already got a bunch. I know, because I have to do all my yard work myself, my housework, all the cooking videos. I do all the garden stuff. And that's quite a bit of work right there for one person. You know, I'm a one-man show here. He's from Mexico, or she's from Mexico. He or she, welcome, whoever you are. Okay, Wesley, you have a good night too. Or Arthur, you have a good night. Thank you for subscribing to my channel, Ezekiel. Yeah, sometimes I don't know if I'm going to get everything done around here because I do everything myself. And I've still got the sheds to clean out. But you know what? I remember last year it was almost Christmas. I think it was Christmas when I cleaned my shed out because I had to take the stuff out to get to the Christmas decorations. So I think that's when I cleaned my shed, was when cool weather came. And there's Anthony. I'm back. You crack his arm in 3 places, so we just wait on the cast to be put on. Oh, wow. 3 places. Wow. He did some damage to his arm. You think just maybe 1 crack, not 3. Poor thing. If I tried riding a skateboard and fell off, I'd probably never get up. I know I wouldn't at my age. It'd take me a long time to even get up. Poor thing. Now he's going to have to wear that cast for probably 5 or 6 weeks or longer. I don't know how long they leave them on. I guess it depends on how bad the cracks are. Because I know a lot of kids, they say what drives them crazy is not so much having the cast on, but it's the fact a lot of times you start itching underneath it and you can't get to it to scratch it. That would drive me crazy. 7 weeks he's got to have it on. Wow. That's a long time, and it's getting hot weather. Yeah, at least he'll heal and everything will be okay. He's just got to be on the down low until he heals for 7 weeks. No more riding skateboards for 7 weeks, that's for sure. He's a tough old boy like his daddy. My son broke his collarbone skateboarding. Ouch. Ooh. And that's not fun either, because then every time you move your arm or anything, it'll hurt. If it's your collarbone. You cut a hole in the cast you had, then they patched it. Then I cut it all the way off a few days early. Oh, he doesn't want to ride the skateboard anymore. Now he wants a hoverboard. Well, they're probably just as dangerous, if not more dangerous, than the skateboard. Life with Pippintine said she's not a good patient. Yeah, notice nowadays they put on like a plastic or fiberglass cast. And not all of them are those like plaster casts that everybody's always had. Okay, Linda, you have a good night. Sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. I'm looking up hoverboard. I want to see what they say about a hoverboard. Good night, Ezekiel. You have a blessed night. Oh, those hoverboards are. If I can get this picture bigger. That's a hoverboard right there. It's got two wheels on each end of it, and you put your feet in the center. And you can get just as hurt on a hoverboard as a skateboard. You got to have some good balance to be on a hoverboard. It scared me to death to be on a hoverboard. No telling where I'd end up with on one. He's not getting one of them. I'm sorry, y'all. Hoverboard, Back to the Future movie. No, it doesn't have a seatbelt. Yes. You stand on it. They would scare me to death, these hoverboards. I don't know if I could handle being on one of those. You could fly one of those. Most kids around here are riding the motorized bicycles. They make me nervous. Most kids don't know how. I know a lot of kids don't know how to ride anything with motors on them. And they don't know that it could be dangerous. They don't know that till they get hurt. There you go, Anthony. And there's Wild Water. Hello. Oh, Wildwater said my niece and nephews have a hoverboard and they have some battle scars on their faces from them. Oh, wow. Yeah, that means they fell quite a few times. I think he said his son was, what, 16? Because it's not the son that took the car without permission. Yeah, he hasn't turned 17 yet. He will soon. My son had skateboards, bicycles, dirt bikes, but he never did get hurt on one. I guess he was a little cautious with his. He didn't get crazy. Yeah, we're still here, KKK. I guess he'll allow him to drive when he gets a driver's license. He just got a learner's permit right now. 3 more weeks and he'll be 17. That's why Anthony got upset when he took the car without permission, because he's just got a learner's permit and he didn't have a licensed driver in the car with him. Yep, KKK, I remember. Your name is Katrina. Katrina's a pretty name. J.R. Garza, hello. Welcome to our chat. You're getting too old for all the shenanigans, huh, Anthony? I know what you're talking about. I went through all that with my son and daughter. Every time they left the house, I was on pins and needles because I didn't know what kind of shape they were coming home in or what they might get into. I mean, I taught them well, so I guess it paid off, but it still makes, it doesn't keep you from worrying about them. And then there's Leela. Hello, Leela. Yep, and J.R. Garza's been here before. I remember your name. Yeah, I thought having kids would be easy. I was wrong. I love them to death, but I was wrong too. My 2 boys is enough. Yeah, you love them to death and you worry about them. You worry about them getting hurt. You worry about them in a car because you don't know if they're going to get in a wreck. I was always on pins and needles when my kids left home after they were teenagers because I didn't know what they were going to get into. I mean, I was hoping and praying that what I taught them was good and they listened. And I guess they did because my kids never really got in bad trouble or anything. Leela said, I have 5 kids and we do not talk to each other or see them. Why not, Leela? I used to say I wanted 12 kids, but I changed my mind. You just have more to worry about, Anthony. You only got 2 now that you worry about. Could you imagine if you had 12? You'd definitely be pulling your hair out. Hi, JR. I know. I worried about my kids until they were inside the door home. If I had 12, I would be pulling my hair out every single day. Well, our neighbors back home in North Carolina, they had 10 and 12 kids, and they were all farm hands. They all looked after the farm. They all worked on the farm. And they all inherited farmland when their parents were gone. Yeah, I can't imagine having 12 and worrying about all of them when they left the house. Still got 32 on here tonight. Oh my goodness, we're pushing 3 hours, y'all. Goodness. Flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? How old are your children, Leela? Or Layla? I'm not sure how to pronounce that correctly. You'd rather raise boys than girls? Don't you think boys get into more bad stuff than girls do? I don't know. My son was always a little daredevil. Yeah, I have to have a live every once in a while because I got to get caught up with everybody, see what everybody's been doing, see what they've been up to. Tamara said my husband's mom had 10. His dad had 11 brothers and sisters. He had 106 first cousins. Oh my God, that was a big family. Well, you know, my dad came from a family of 9 brothers and sisters, so they had a big family, but they lived on a farm. The farm was their living, so they all ended up working the farm growing up. Well, thank you, Edith. Donna says Tamara Douglas, a deceased daughter, Angela, and a son, Dennis. And you know it's bad when you're always so afraid to go to the doctor or anything because you're afraid they're going to tell you that you have an illness that is genetic. Well, you can't worry about it every day, Anthony. Put it out of your mind. Wait till it happens. Don't make yourself sick over it. Because it may not happen. You may get through life with it not ever having any illness that's genetic through your family. Just because there is an illness that runs in the family doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to have it or get it. Your illness is genetic, RA, and lupus. But it's 97 at will because my father died of ALS, my brother died of ALS, so I figure I'll get it. Well, you may not. You just never know. Don't live every day in fear that you're going to get it. I mean, that'll make you sick just right there. Be positive. Say, I'm not getting it. Because you don't know. There might be a 50% chance you will, 50% chance you don't. So, hey, you could end up either way. So don't worry about it. And if you do, there's nothing you can do about it. You either get it or you don't. There's no need making yourself sick over it. Live your life one day at a time and say, well, I don't have it today, so I'm fine. You might be the one family member that will never see it. But I'll see you when I get back home, finally put this cast on, so I'll get back on if you're still here when I get him home so we can watch a movie, play a game, whatever. Yeah, why worry needlessly? I mean, wait till you got it and then worry about it. Don't make yourself sick in the meantime because you may not ever get it. Well, we probably won't be on when you get back home because we've been on for almost 3 hours already, and I'm probably going to get off here because I'm sure people are getting tired. I know. I mean, there's a lot of illnesses out there that's really terrible to have and people die from. But don't make yourself sick before you've even been ever diagnosed with something like that, because chances are you may not ever get it, Anthony. Think positive. That's what you got to do, is think positive. Live your day thinking, I'm not going to have it. I'm not going to get that. I'm going to be fine, and I'm going to live my life fine. And don't worry about it. My son was easy compared to my daughter. She was a handful. Well, my son and daughter were different in some ways, but neither one were bad people. I mean, they grew up pretty good as kids. I don't really think my son gave me any more of a hard time than my daughter. Yeah, being positive is the only way, and you got to be positive. You can't let it get you down. If you let it get you down, you're done for. Just think positive and just say, I'm going to live every life to the fullest, the best I can. I'm not going to sit and dwell on this illness I've got. Spending too much time in front of screens can cause you eye pain and headaches. Yeah, that's true. People that watch too much TV can get headaches and eye pain from that. Yeah, you can't worry yourself sick over something that hasn't happened yet. You're going to worry yourself sick into something happening. And it may not be what he thinks. He may end up with something else just because he's worried himself to death. Well, we've been on here for 2 hours and 50 minutes, y'all. Are we trying to break a record or what? Yes, Tamara, my daughter was a mess. Wish she didn't leave. Well, good night, everyone. See you next time. Okay, Anthony, you have a blessed night. And like I said, think positive. Don't let all that get you down. Just think positive. You'll feel a lot better. Thank everybody for coming into my live this evening. I've enjoyed chatting with everybody, catching up with everybody. All the new people that have come in, you're welcome. I'm glad you found my channel and subscribed. Y'all have a blessed night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. I'll see you on the next one. Please tell all your friends to please like, share, and subscribe to my videos. Night, y'all. Love you.